Welcome to Mayhem. Before we start, I want to give a little disclaimer. This isn't going to be a tutorial series where you can follow everything step by step. I'd say it's maybe half a compilation of tips and tricks and some general guidance, and the other half is basically a documentation of this very playthrough of mine. There's just too much random things in this mod, and I cannot provide a universal solution for all of that. This first episode is actually re-recorded with live commentary, and the others are just important parts of my playthrough. So there is a small inconsistency between the first two episodes with my ship and starting location, but it shouldn't be a big deal. I already had this series in mind while playing, and I tried to keep it fairly newcomer friendly. But we also want to have some action, and therefore we are going to do some ballsy moves. You will get an overview, but I'm not claiming this to be the best way to play or the most efficient. Whether you're just taking some inspirations or disagree, it's all fine with me. Now that we have this out of the way, let's start a new game. We have a couple of game starts to choose from. Normal and quick start already give you a sector in the beginning. If you want to make the game harder, you can use the OCV Hunter or one of the Alliance game starts. If you really hate your life, you can use the Intruder, which takes your jump drive away. And there is also some kind of easy mode with the Vagrant game start that disables the main enemy completely. But come on, guys. We are going from scratch. This is the most nomadic play style. And we can choose our starting location for ourselves. This is the one I'm going to take. By the way, I'm assuming that you already know how to play the vanilla game. Now at the beginning you will get teleported to a random location. Entering system, incoming message. And the first thing that we can do is starting the Autopilot. Because the game gives you a free trading ship in the beginning that we can claim. Just ignore everything that is popping up on the screen right now. What we can do while we are traveling to our new ship is opening up the control panel, and here you can go to the interface tab and scroll right to the bottom, and under extensions you will get an overview over all hotkeys that are used by LitCubes and Mayhem. And not all hotkeys, some are in the other categories, but the most important ones are here. And the first one that you should set right now is the player console. This is some kind of main menu where you can access all important menus throughout the game. And I recommend that you play a little while, and when you've gotten more familiar, you can come back here and take a look what hotkeys are available. For example, the turret hotkeys and the targeting hotkeys are very helpful. And there are also multiple ones for the individual menus that you can access through the player console, so that you don't have to go through this main menu all the time for ease of access. But for now it's enough to bind the hotkey for the player console, because you can reach every important menu through here. In the bottom left corner you can see the asteroid generation progress. This is one of the random things that Mayhem does. It places all asteroids in a random manner. So your actually going to have to search for your resources later on. And we're also fast approaching this freighter. Time to brake. You might notice, if you're experienced with X, that the ships behave a little bit more sluggish, so the deceleration process is slower, and you have to brake from a further distance. Mayhem makes some changes in the flight behavior, the flight model. It mainly makes fighters less agile, and this is our new trade ship. So I'm going to leave my fighter and do a little spacewalk. And let's get over there and claim the ship before anybody else comes and tries to snatch it. Now this is our little fighter. It won't do us many good things. It's basically just good for exploring. It's better to grab that freighter here, and we're also going to switch ships.
Dolphin.
So claim it.
Ship computer control transfer.
And also enter it. Now I'm searching for a place where we can make a little wear transfer with our fighter ship. So I'm searching for a nearby space station to dock at. It seems like this complex here is
Heavy Shield Production Complex Alpha,
the nearest one. So let's just set a course there. And I'm also going to tell my Eurus to dock at the same location.
Docking granted. Command accepted.
Now the reason I'm doing this is because I want to make use of my jump drive, and the Eurus just doesn't have anything that it can offer me. It has weapons, yes, but it's too weak to do any serious combat missions, at least the ones that pay a decent amount of cash. And it also isn't able to trade efficiently with its small cargo hold. And we're going to transfer some software and equipment that we don't need on it to our new trader ship. With the Dolphin we can at least do some milk runs, buy low and sell high, or doing some cargo transport missions, something like that. And we can also use a triplex scanner on the Dolphin later on that we couldn't install on the M4 class because it's an XL wear now.
Heavy Shield Production Complex Alpha successfully docked.
Now that we are docked at the station, let's take a look at the landed ships. It should show our M4, the Eurus. I'm going to initiate a freight exchange. So let's get the weapons into our freighter. Okay, you get energy cells, a cargo hold full of energy cells, so let's sell them first. Fortunately, the station is low on energy too, so we're also making quite a profit here, which is nice. Now we have made some space and we can take the goods. I'm basically making an explorer scout ship out of this Eurus, so it doesn't need any weapons. I'm going to sell the weapons. The data scanner is a special equipment that you can use to steal technology. So this is only useful on the player ship, and I want to keep it on my player ships. I'm always taking that with me when I'm switching my ship long term.
transferred.
I'm going to keep the Explorer command software at the Euros, so it can be useful. And he's also getting some energy cells, because he also has a jump drive and maybe needs to get out of a sticky situation. Now let's take a look where the next gate is located. It doesn't seem I have anything on my radar screen. So let's do a good old peekaboo. Look around and search for a blue ball, blue orb. These are the gates from LitCube's universe. He removed the actual gate model to reduce collisions or eliminate the dangers of collision with the gates, with big ships. Seems like the next gate is there, which is pretty far away. And we also seem to be in a fairly remote sector, because it's the only gate I'm seeing around here. I'm going to tell the Euros to go exploring. This command has been overhauled a little bit, and it will actually just try to uncover the sectors and not to scan all the stations inside a sector, which is pretty neat. And he also is trying to avoid hostile sectors. I found that the survivability of scout ships is pretty good. Of course, you're going to lose some of them. It's always the case, because the AI isn't the best, and when they happen to find themselves inside a sector filled with enemies, they are usually too dumb to avoid them properly. But ships are so cheap here, especially the small ones, that we're just going to throw enough scouts at the problem until we have explored everything. I'm using the jump drive to get to the gate faster.
Jump device charging at 10%, 20, 30, 40. Entering system depths of silence.
Yeah, I beat you there. First one. And now I'm just going to the next sector, searching for some early game contracts that we can do, some trading possibilities, or maybe a mission or two. While money isn't that important, we still need some cash, because we have to pay upkeep for our assets, which is subtracted from our bank account each hour. And if we run out of cash, our ships take damage at this interval. So there is a need to get some cash even in the beginning, but it's not that bad. You don't have to panic about that. So just continue to uncover a little bit of the game world, and I'm going to see you in the next episode. Good luck out there.